In a world of violence, one man dared to fight with peace. A boy who confessed to stealing, a lawyer thrown off a train, a leader who walked 240 miles for a grain of salt. This is the incredible true story of how a quiet boy from a small Indian town became a great soul who changed the world forever.
In the sunny coastal town of Porbandar, a little boy named Mohandas was born. He was quiet and gentle and learned from his mother the importance of truth and compassion for all living things. One day, Mohandas took a small piece of gold from his brother's armlet. He was overcome with guilt. Unable to speak, he wrote a confession to his father, expecting anger but receiving tears of love and forgiveness instead. This taught him the great power of truth. When he was just 13, as was the custom, Mohandas was married to a girl his age named Kasturbai. They were young and shy, learning about the world and each other side by side. When he grew into a young man, Mohandas sailed across the great ocean to England to become a lawyer. It was a new, bustling world, and though he missed his home, he studied hard, always holding on to the values his family taught him. In London, he tried to become a proper English gentleman, but he soon realized that true strength came not from fancy clothes, but from staying true to oneself. He dedicated himself to his studies and his principles. His journey then took him to South Africa. One day, while traveling on a train, he was cruelly ordered to leave his first-class seat and was thrown off at a cold, dark station, all because of the color of his skin. That cold night changed him forever. He decided he would fight against such injustice, but not with anger or violence. He would fight with Satyagraha, the force of truth and peace. He began to lead others in peaceful protests. In a powerful act of defiance against unjust laws, Mohandas led his followers in burning their government registration cards. It was a promise to live with dignity, free from unfair rules. To create a community based on his ideals, he established Tolstoy Farm. There, everyone lived simply, worked the land together, and learned that the best life is one of service to others. Kasturbai was his equal partner in the struggle. She too protested the unjust laws and was arrested. She walked with courage and dignity, showing that the fight for freedom was for everyone. After 21 years of struggle in South Africa, where he developed his philosophy of non-violent resistance, Mohandas and Kasturbai sailed for home, ready to serve the people of their beloved India. When he returned to India, he was known as Mahatma, the great soul. He traveled the country not in fancy trains, but on foot and in simple carriages, meeting the poorest villagers and listening to their struggles under British rule. In Champaran, he listened to the stories of poor farmers who were forced to grow indigo instead of food for their families. He took up their cause using Satyagraha to win them justice and their first major victory in India. He established the Sabarmati Ashram, a place of peace, prayer and work. There, he taught that every person, no matter how small, could contribute to India's freedom. To help his people become strong and self-sufficient, he taught them to spin their own thread and weave their own cloth using a simple spinning wheel called a Charkha. The sound of the spinning wheel became the sound of freedom. To protest a cruel British law that taxed salt, a basic need for all, Gandhi decided to walk to the sea. His famous Salt March began with a few dozen followers but grew into a massive, peaceful river of thousands of people. After walking for 24 days, he reached the shores of the Arabian Sea. There, he bent down and picked up a small lump of natural salt from the ground, peacefully defying the British law in front of the whole world. This simple act inspired millions. Though the authorities responded with arrests, Gandhi and his followers never raised a hand in anger, showing the world the true strength of non-violence. As the years went on, his call for freedom grew stronger. He launched the Quit India movement, asking the British to leave peacefully. His voice echoed across the nation, inspiring everyone to demand independence. His peaceful defiance landed him in prison many times, but even behind stone walls, his spirit remained free. He would spend his time reading, writing and spinning, his belief in truth and non-violence unwavering. It was during one of his imprisonments that he received the heartbreaking news that his beloved wife, Kasturbai, had passed away. He mourned the loss of his partner of 62 years, his companion in every struggle. At last, the day of freedom arrived. India was independent, but the country was also divided, which brought Gandhi great sorrow. He prayed for peace and unity among all his people. To stop the violence that erupted between Hindus and Muslims, Gandhi began a fast, refusing to eat until the fighting stopped. His sacrifice touched the hearts of the people, and leaders from both the sides came to him, promising peace. In his final years, he was often seen walking, supported by his grandnieces. He was a beacon of peace, reminding everyone that an eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind.
He spent his days in prayer and service, his heart heavy with the pain of a divided India. He dreamed of a land where Hindus and Muslims lived as brothers and sisters, and he worked tirelessly to make that dream a reality. One evening, as he walked to his prayer meeting, a young man named Nathuram Godse approached him. In his heart, Godse carried a terrible anger, a twisted belief that Gandhi's message of peace was a betrayal. As Gandhi greeted the crowd with his hands folded in a peaceful namaste, Godse fired a gun. The sound shattered the evening calm, and the great soul who had led a nation to freedom with love and truth fell to the ground. Though his body was gone, the light of his message could not be extinguished. His final words, "Hey Ram," a call to God, echoed in the hearts of millions. Mahatma Gandhi's life ended, but his legacy of non-violence and love became a guiding star for all of humanity, a timeless lesson that the path to true peace is walked with courage, compassion, and an unwavering belief in the power of truth.
Subscribe to Fun Time with Samay for fun, facts, and educational videos every week.